Hi everyone, let's talk about MLW Holiday Rash 2024, which was a very good show. Let's talk about it, guys. Janai Kai fences Tiffany Avatar for the MLW Featherweight title, which was just not my cup of tea, guys. Let's talk about it. Janai Kai lands a kick to the ribs, and Tiffany Tiffany also again Tiffany Avatar falls to the mat, and it's just Tiffany Avatar was out and calls for the bell, and that's how she won the match. Janai Kai kicking in her in the ribs, and she was out. Tiffany Avatar, and that's what happened right there, which was just not my cup of tea, guys. It was just not my cup of tea. And she retained the MLW featherweight title. Janai Kai. Janai got on the mic and said she's going to shave the Miss the Miss the Melcy Exel's head bald. The I'll say it again. Del Me Exel's head bald. Then a pre-tape promo. The Me Exel says Janai Kai has been a failure, and their match will be January 11th at King of Coliseum. Hair versus ti- Hair versus title, guys. Can't wait, man. Can't wait for that. Hopefully it's a longer match. Hopefully it's a longer match. We'll see what happens. Then we had Kusuki fences Agura. Agura, decent match right here. Decent freaking match. Loved it. Loved it. Let's talk about it. Standing, switching to open, and Agura ties up the left leg on the mat, and Agura chomps and has no effect, and Akara hits a dragon screw leg whip at 2 minute, and standing focus on the leg, and Kusuki has a chomp to a scar on Akura's ribs, and he sends an armbar into the ropes at 4 minutes, and Agura sold the pain in his ribs. I'll say it again. Agura sold the pain in his ribs, and Kusuki ribs at the switch on Agura's stomach, and earning a you suck, you sick, you sick, you sick, you sick. And then Kusuki nails a forearm strike that drops Agura, and Agura hits a top rope knee drop for a near fall at 7 minutes, and he switches to an ankle lock, and Kusuki hits a hell of a kick, and Agura nails a head Kapir suplex and a diving forearm to the jaw for a near fall, then lands a Northern Light brainbuster for a near fall in 9 minutes, and Kusuki sends a sleeper, then switches to the Gris style power driver for the win, and that's how Kusuki defeated Akara. I'll say it again. That's how Kusuki defeated Akara with the pile driver, man. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. And then footage aired of Eric Bischoff one shot from December 5th, including Alex Kane being fired, and then a backstage statement. Cesar Durant and Selena Del Renta talk, and they have misplaced their baby, and they hate this, and so on and so forth. Then we had Matt Riddle fences BRG, known as Brett Ryan Gosselin. Let's talk about it, guys. It should have been a longer match, but it was a little fun match. It was a little fun match, but it could have been longer. BRG got on the mic and makes fun of the New York sports time, and then he noticed that how he got rid of Alex Kane, and Matt Riddle immediately hits some gut-rich duplexes and a suicide and a fireman carry buster for a near fall, and he did a Hurricanrana to the floor, and BRG trips Riddle onto the apron, and he hits a DDT off of the rope for a near fall at 2 minutes, and C.W. Anderson and Brock Anderson choke Matt Riddle in the ropes, and BRG takes control, and Matt Riddle hits a top rope belly to belly suplex, and they went both down, and Bobby Fish distracts the ref, and the ref finally saw the Andersons interfering, and Alex Kane appears out of nowhere, and he snaps BRG's throat over the top rope, and Matt Riddle hits his tombstone pile driver on BRG, and that's how Matt Riddle defeated Brett Ryan Gosselin. Then we had Ultimate Guerrero cut a backstage promo in Spanish, failing to win the title. Then we had MSL approach Timothy Tanchard backstage and offered him a spot in his ID program, and he asked Timothy Tanchard to break Tom Lawler's leg, and he was given some money now and more after the deed was done. And then we saw BRG fumbling backstage over his loss to Kane, and Paul Walter Hauser talks to him, and BRG belittles him, and Paul Walter Hauser says he was open to a match. Then we had a banger right here. A banger. Let's talk about it. Titan fences Magnus. Let's talk about this lucha match. Quick lucha refers at the bell, and Titan has a dive through the ropes, and Magnus powerbombs Titan onto the ring apron into the ring, and Magnus hits a 619 and a counter for a near fall at 130, and then an angel swing face plant for a near fall, and he starts essentially Titan's mask and essentially shrugs it off, and he remains in charge, and Titan flips Magnus into the floor, and then he hits a flip over the top rope onto Magnus, and he essentially lands on the fans in the front row in 4 minutes in the ring. Titan sits a sharpshooter, but Magnus sits the ropes, and they go up and trade blows, and Magnus hits the force court arm breaker into a face plant for a near fall in 7 minutes. Then a backbreaker over his knee for a near fall, and then Titan hits some quick kicks and a flying forearm to the back, and Magnus hits a buck bomb and a running Hurricanrana into a corner for a near fall in 9 minutes, and Titan lands some more kicks and then hits a top rope double stomp to the chest for a near fall, and Titan replaces the sharpshooter, putting Magnus to the corner of the ring and lands back for adding pressure till Magnus taps out, and that's how Titan defeated Magnus. I'll say it again. That's how Titan defeated Magnus by submission, by tapping out, and that's what happened right there, guys. Excuse me, and that's what happened. Then backstage, Kevin Knight was down on the floor, and the camera planted up, and C.W. Anderson and Brock Anderson were standing over him and holding a bat. Then Tom Lawler fences Tiffany Tencher since a lockup to open, and Tiffany Tencher has the size advantage, and Tom Lawler since a triangle choke as they went to the floor as they got in the ring, and Tiffany Tencher hits a dragon screw leg whip at 5 minutes, and then he begins twisting the left leg, and he ties up Tom on the mat, and Tiffany hits a belly-to-belly suplex at 9:30, and Tom hits a top rope flying forearm and is since a near naked choke, and Tiffany Tencher passes out, and that's what happened, and that's how Tiffany Tencher lost to Tom Lawler by tap out, and Tom Lawler defeated Tiffany Tencher. Then Tom Lawler got on the mic, and MSL walks to ringside, and Donovan Dijak jumps Tom Lawler from behind, but Tom clotheslines him to the floor, and Cesar Duran and Jesus Rodriguez find Selena Del Renta's baby in a bolt. Oh my God. I thought my brother was knocking on me, guys. Sorry about that. But we'll repeat again. So Cesar Duran and Jesus Rodriguez found Selena Del Renta's baby in a Bolter room. There was a note in the rib and that says they could have kidnapped the baby, but to take the baby's father instead. And really do hate this prince, but I really like it. I really like it though. I can't wait to see what happens in the story. Then footage airs of Matthew Justice in action backstage. Matthew Justice says he's going to keep taking things to the next level of stream. He says he's going to be the first ever Triple Crown champion in MLW history. Then we had the main event. Guys. Then we had the main event with Yojima versus Ultimate Guerrero. A banger. It was a banger. Man. It was a banger. Let's talk about it, guys. Sorry, I'm just hyped. Talk about MLW, 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 MLW. So Dabrowski says that, well, Guerrero has been wrestling for 30 years, and this was his New York City debut. And Guerrero hits a shoulder tackle that drops Yojima, and they trade overhead chops. And Dabrowski says they have a compromised 35 years of wrestling experience. They brawl onto the floor, and Guerrero was in charge as they got back into the ring. And Guerrero hits a side slam at 4:30, and then he drop kicks Yojima to the floor in the ring. And Yojima hits the cutter for a near fall, and Guerrero hits a second rope power bomb for a near fall, and Yojima hits a twisting suplex for a near fall, and Guerrero hits a clothesline for a near fall, and Yojima hits his own snuff clothesline and scores the pin, and that's how Yojima defeated Ultimate Guerrero and retained the MLW Heavyweight Championship. Great stuff. And then the show closes with one final thing yet to profile the Yojima and Matt Riddle match in January. I can't wait for that match with Matt Riddle and Yojima. It's gonna be good at King of Coliseum. I can't wait for King of Coliseum. Can't wait, man. Can't wait. And I give this show an 8 out of 10, guys. I give Holiday Rush an 8 out of 10, guys. An 8 out of 10. I give this show an 8 out of 10, guys. I give this show an 8 out of 10. That's all I have to say. And Holiday Rush was a very good show, like I said. And don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bells as always, guys. And that's all I have to say. And I'll repeat it again. This is Christopher Jackson Dever. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bells as always. And we're out. Peace out and take care, guys. Peace out and take care.